So sorry for the delay.
I seem to be live again, once again, for the last group stage match for India, and we're facing, what is every Indian middle-aged uncle's dream? There's Brazil, you know.
Oh, actually, there's a story that I have to tell. Like, I'll let you finish, then I'll tell you the story.
So just introduce me, Orko Bhattacharya, Abreshmina as usual, and we are also joined by Naveen Peter today. Thanks for joining us, Naveen.
Oh, no
Very
worries, no worries.
sorry.
It's fun.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, it's always fun talking football with you guys. So coming back to the story that I was about to tell you all, okay. So
Hmm.
at the start of the Under 17 World Cup, when it began, like always, I sat in front of the telly to watch this match, like to watch the first match against USA. And my dad just
Hmm.
walks in casually from the behind. It's like, okay, there's a football match happening. I'm like, yeah, India's playing. I'm like, what? India's playing in a football match? I'm like, yes, and it is a World Cup. And it's like, what? Do we have Brazil in it? That was his first question. I'm like, yeah, India will be playing Brazil. And he's like, India's playing Brazil. Oh. So that was his reaction. Then I had to like break it down to him. It's the women's team and it's the Brazil that you're used to seeing. But again, it is Brazil and things like that. So it was quite a funny moment there because India were about to play USA and he doesn't know how big USA is when it comes to women's football. So
Hmm.
the thing that attracted him to this competition is Brazil and India playing
Yeah.
Brazil. So that is what it means to most of the crowd and most of the population in India, I believe, like not just in Kerala where
Yeah.
it has a cult following like the
Hmm.
Argentine
Yeah.
team. But beyond that, yes, it is one of the things that's always drawn people to watching football, even before we were born, right, Orko?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
And
So we have the
apart from,
lineups, right?
yeah,
Oh yeah, we do.
yeah, yeah. I'm saying apart
Yeah.
from Venga Boys, if anyone's done anything to popularize Brazil, it's uncles in Kerala and Kolkata only. Right.
Absolutely. Well,
Ha.
looking at
Yeah.
this lineup, it looks pretty interesting because remember, neither of the team, yes, USA and Brazil are most likely to
Hmm.
go through, but it's not
Hmm.
confirmed
Yes.
because it might boil down to goal difference, and USA are pretty much comfortable when it comes to that bit, and Brazil are like, okay, we are not taking this lightly. We don't need to, we just not need to win this. We need to win it by a big margin, and this
Yeah.
lineup kind of tells
Hmm.
you that.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
pretty much
Absolutely.
first. You, I think you have Johnson, who's leading the line. She's
Yeah.
not
Hmm.
really set the World Cup on fire yet, as was expected. But I think what is on the first match against Morocco is that she needs one chance and boom, right? She's going to very interesting. I was reading up on
Also,
Johnson. She
Lillian is there. Yeah.
Yeah, Ellen is there, and Johnson played futsal till she was 15, and then
Yeah.
suddenly, yeah, she becomes big at the Concacaf Championships. She scored some 9 goals there, and suddenly her club is slapping a 10 million USD release clause on
Are
her.
you
Not,
surprised?
I'm not
Oh,
surprised.
you guys, the graphic has something wrong. They have marked Shilki as the captain.
Yeah.
Okay, just for
Unfortunate,
us,
but it's
us.
a,
Yeah,
Astam just exchanged the, she was there.
and
Like,
then you have this thing come.
Uh, and what about the changes? I think you have Shailja, who's coming in for
yeah,
Naketa, right? You have
yes.
Babina also, who's coming.
I think Shilki is short being pushed into the defensive midfield role, the number six role. Short, not staying behind this time around. Because I think the back
The
four was there. Shubhangi,
hmm,
Astam, Kajal, and Shelja.
Shailja. Hmm.
Yeah.
So you have Babina starting in the middle of defense midfield, and honestly, the midfield hasn't. worked for India. So that might be a might be a try and changing something up. They've been bypassed this entire tournament. So interesting to see if Babina can bring some bite to
Oh,
it.
okay. Are we? Oh, we're playing 3-5-2.
Now
No,
we're definitely going with
4-2-3-1,
the
With
right?
with
three at
the
the back.
yeah. I mean,
Why with three at the back?
is Astam running away from her position again? She seems to do that a lot.
Oh my God. Don't get me
Yeah,
started on that. I'll be
Well,
hated
all right,
huh.
we're underway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. After a false start, I only thought that was for athletics. Yeah,
Well, athletics, you get disqualified. That's not the case here.
disqualify Brazil now. Do it now.
Okay.
Give us,
Give us
give
something. We
us
don't
the
know to
three
finish it.
points. Give us the three
Yeah.
points. Yeah,
Even
give us three
even
points.
3 points, 3 goals.
yeah, I'm
That's
not
what you're
sure even
looking for.
then.
No, he won't qualify even then. Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. But it's nice wishful thinking. It is. Right? And
Absolutely.
they're hiding Brazil first up. But we saw this
Yeah.
approach against Mexico, and they sorry Morocco, and then
Morocco.
they burnt
Morocco.
out. Yeah, then they burnt out within like 45, 40 minutes. Oh,
40
that's
minutes.
beautiful.
We
Yeah,
spoke about this. I
it
think
does
Brazil has this beautiful tendency of passing in triangles,
triangles. Yeah,
Yeah.
which will trouble India for sure.
but I mean, I have to really thoughts are right now with Linda Com. I don't know what she's done to deserve it, but I'm
Yeah,
like I only think it has to be the work rate. I feel it has to be the work rate. Can't be anything else because
yeah.
the girl's genuinely really good in tight spaces. Like she's really good, right, with the ball
Hmm.
at her feet and on the turn. So has to be that.
Yeah, I guess.
Poor Thomas looks like he's aged like 10 years, man, in these 10 days.
I have to agree with you on that. He looked
Like,
like a chirpy man before the start of the tournament,
probably the
and
biggest
right
test
now
he's ever faced in his life. There you go. The fellow's like, okay, what have I found myself in?
I
Yeah, well,
again, see, even with I don't while I understand the fact that they tried to go for a build up maybe a couple of times in their first match against the USA and it didn't work out, but then I really don't understand the long ball approach because that's not really going to get you anywhere. You're never going to win the ball. Brazil will, take over in terms of physicality and skill both, so that doesn't leave you
hmm.
anywhere. So I mean, I don't understand why you'd even, try go for a long goal kick.
No, I think it's largely boiling down to the whole fact that you just want to keep the ball away from your own half
Yeah,
and negate as much as possible because you know sometime down the road in the 90 minutes they will come, they will test you, but it's better to delay as much as possible because if you start with a short pass and if that pass is intercepted and if that results into a goal, and your first thing will be, why did we even do that? Because we don't have the skills. We do not possess the skill sets to do that, right? So it's better to
Hmm.
get that clear because, and that's like very basic goalkeeping knowledge that is passed on at the very beginning when you start your career, like when you're a kid.
yeah,
Like first thing you're taught is to get a good goal kick out. Unless until you do that, you always have a defender taking your goal kick when you're a child.
Hmm.
but there's actually not too much press from Brazil as such. Like they have a good
Brazil.
shape up front, but there is
Yeah.
not
Hmm.
much press per se. But that might also be because we are like almost going like halfway through our half for the
True.
goal kick.
Huh. No, and we are also
Yeah.
we are also playing these nonsensical long grounded balls early on, and that could really be penalized. You know, like we're getting the ball and we're dispatching it. like hopefully.
See,
So
Yeah, yeah,
uh, just I think over there maybe I think it was Shelja, but that particular pass attempt to pass in the center was pretty foolish because you had a Brazil player right there. So why would you?
yeah,
That pass doesn't make sense. You'd rather go wide and try to hold them off than have the risk of giving the ball away right in the center in front of the goal. So these
yeah.
are just little decisions that you need to be very careful about.
Huh. Okay, that's not offside. Oh, okay. What I noticed about Brazil is that they're trying a deeper build up early on with three people, right, in the center. So they've probably accounted for the low block that India are going to play, and trying to build up with three deep people, right? Sometimes it's 4-3, sometimes it's 4-2 in build up. So interesting to see if they're trying to draw India out, because India has a tendency of what do you say, trying getting too dragged to the ball,
Right. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So they might be trying to play in long balls behind the defense. Yeah, Asams is launching it. Route one. Okay. Wow. Inshallah, shot has come, but at least it didn't take 80 minutes this time. 6 minutes. We have our first shot.
yeah.
Oh,
We have
Naveen. Naveen's
something to look
camera.
forward to. Come on. Yeah, he's just dropping in every now and then. I think I should tell him that Brazil is playing. I think I'm not sitting in front of the telly, so he's not aware of it.
Yeah. Yeah. You should have told him. He would have watched it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Maybe.
yeah, right. Yeah, could I should do that like during the halftime probably. Let him catch second half. Well, guys, I just wanted to know from you. You watched India play twice, and you've watched the
Yeah.
competition as a whole as well. We spoke about this at the start of the competition also, like what was the eventual goal of hosting a World Cup when you can't even qualify for one? Watching the team play
Hmm.
like two competitive matches, because we haven't seen that happen before. What have you
Hmm.
made of this team and the whole idea of putting them directly into the deep end with World Cup?
I'll let
Right.
Abreshmina go on that, but open net miss by Johnson,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Pretty
Openness as
shocking.
well.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Go
I
on,
think
Abresh.
she'll hate herself for that. Like it was a clear cut goal.
Yeah, that was
Melody
good move.
didn't.
That's a good.
Melody went ahead to grab the ball and
Oh
couldn't do it
yeah,
again. So yeah. Yeah. So in terms of the purpose of the World Cup, I am really not sure it really fulfills that purpose, because what they generally talk about the purpose is that it is to draw more people to the game, or inspire more girls to really start playing football. But in terms of the performances that we've had, and again, like for everybody, I mean, I'm not being critical of the girls per se, it's more of the system that
right,
having these kind of performances, I'm not sure draws too many people. It might even actually repel people off, in terms of the fact that what is this football we are playing, we're not even there yet
right,
you know
right. It's
obviously,
very
I
much
mean,
possible.
yeah, and it's very human like tendency that you get drawn to things that are beautiful to watch, or teams that are winning. It's just normal human
Correct.
tendency, and
I,
for
I
yeah,
I
go on.
believe the term is shiny, Abreshmina. The tendency to
Yeah,
get attracted things that are shiny. Yeah. Sorry.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's just basic human nature, and watching India succumb to not as much as succumb to these teams, but the uh, kind of performance that you put, in the sense where you're like nowhere, you're not creating any big chance or something like that. That is something that we've spoken about in the previous two matches, that there was a lack of
Right,
uh, chances that we could create, the wow moments. That, for
right.
example, we were watching the India under 20 play in the yesterday against Australia, and
The
even though they
qualifiers, right,
lost, you will sit and talk about the fact that they gave a fight and they were pretty
right.
pretty decent, right? Pretty good.
Yep.
So, I mean, that is probably the kind of thing that would just maybe inspire like 10 people to be like, okay, fine, we'll try and follow this. But maybe not
Yeah.
this particular World Cup.
Well,
Number
this is like one
seven,
step
by the
forward and two. There
sorry,
was
number
a
seven,
small bit of a
go on,
moment
go on,
where
yeah.
Brazil could have eked out something, but our team
Hmm.
was right up there to avoid any
Yeah.
crisis that goes on. But continuing with the discussion, Orko, like this is more like one
Hmm.
step forward and two step behind, right? You having throwing your team a team that is totally unprepared, like for obvious reasons. There's nothing that's happened on the grassroots. There's nothing, let alone grassroots, even on the domestic scene. There's nothing that's happened for this girls who are under 17 and like have a system in place. So it's kind of unfair on their part.
Yeah, pretty unfair, and I would say pretty. I think this is. I mean, it's not even baptism by fire. What is this? Like, this is hellfire. Like, this is
Yeah.
not. It is not a fair game by any means, right? So the senior equivalent of this,
And
less
there you
than
go. You
12
got
year,
the first
12.
goal. I'll just cut you there, Orko, because
Yeah,
Brazil has
yeah,
just
yeah,
taken the lead, and it
yeah,
looked very likely because just a moment back there was a similar move which
yeah,
was cut out by the Indian defense, but this time not. That's not the case because Brazil end up
yeah,
scoring their first goal, first of many to believe, because that's how the pattern of the game has been so far.
That
yeah. And see,
cutback was so
yeah, was
beautiful.
brilliant,
And I'm
beautiful. Yeah.
sorry, Astam didn't do enough there. She was with the winger the whole time, and
Hmm.
but then she was too close to go for a tackle, or too or not at a like prime position where she could maybe stop the player from taking that kick, and she was actually left behind more than anything
But
else.
much before that, she was beaten for pace there, right? Like it was an
Yeah,
open
yeah,
run
yeah.
on the right side, and she was beaten for pace.
So number seven has
Oh,
been
but
threatening for some time now. It was coming. Like number seven was threatening that right side,
yeah.
and a few minutes ago she sent Kajal for a walk. She pulled her to one side and then she went the other side. Like she's that number seven is one to watch out for sure, right? So
But excellent
on the
finish also. Brilliant
yeah,
first time finish.
yeah. I mean, super composure, no, like no hassle as such.
Mm.
They're just trying to stretch the India backline. Oh, and they're beating them for like easily, man. Like 1v1 is
Yeah.
it's just too easy. Yeah, just too easy. Just hope they can frustrate Johnson. That's it. If she
But for
gets
how
going,
long?
this could be
That should be the
very
question.
lopsided. Yeah. No, but she hasn't hit top gear. She hasn't hit top gear in this competition yet. It also could be that
So yeah.
South America in the women's section. I mean, obviously, I mean, I could be wrong. Is probably not as strong as the South American men's section, right?
Yep.
Uh-huh.
So possibly that tournament was more of a cakewalk for her because these are the two tough opponents. You are both Morocco and the US in the group are
Yeah.
Yeah.
not easy opponents at all. Yeah. Wow, we're giving the
No,
ball away in
absolutely. And
those positions. Like, huh, go on.
overall, also in terms of how some South American women's football is, they also don't get too much game time per se.
Huh.
So yeah, I mean, I'm not really comparing it with India, but just saying in
Hmm.
like
Here we don't
global
get at
terms,
all.
they also yeah, in
Huh.
global terms, they also don't get too much game time really.
Huh.
So I
But
mean, I
the
think that's
see
something that even the Brazilian senior footballers
yeah,
fought for.
yeah, yeah. See, but these girls like Johnson and the other. Oh man, number seven is just too good. She's just
Yeah.
like she's impossible to defend against 1v1.
But she's just dancing around us, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What about her is that she's showing no signs of tired action. Once she gets there, right? She has a very calm head on her shoulder. She's not really hurrying. Like she's not getting tired
Right.
there and pulling a wrong action. Okay, so that is one. But just coming back to South America, I think the difference between their women and our women are that they have all these baby leagues or pony leagues, right?
yeah.
And you have a lot of women, young girls rather, young girls playing in those leagues, right? So, I mean, the base is pretty strong, but I guess it's the next step, 12 to 18, in which they really suffer.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Hmm. I mean, I've been reading up about the Brazil women's team and all because I mean, it's inevitable, right? If you're born in Brazil, you will be compared to the
You
Brazil
have to
men's
play.
team. Yeah, you
Correct.
have, yeah, yeah. So I've just been reading up, like it's
And
no
probably it's not a
Paresh,
surprise, like given
See,
the
yeah.
to be
situation,
Sorry,
what
very
you just
honest,
go
yeah.
yeah,
on.
just
Go
that,
on, Abby.
just that run in the middle by number 15, not exactly the middle, but towards the right only. The pass from number 7 to number 15. Nobody tracked that. Astam was with the number 7 the whole time, but then the defensive midfielder on the left and the left centre back should have been the one who were tracking number 15 so as to not let her get into that space. It was just too easy. Nobody was tracking her,
Uh, and
and that obviously
Paresh,
creates dangerous moments.
परेश has a
Yep.
request for everybody saying दोस्तों हिंदी में बात करो ना हमें नहीं आता है प्लीज दोस्तों तो
ठीक है,
परेश
कर लेंगे.
पूरा
थोड़ा
पूरा
बहुत
हिंदी में ही बात
हाँ ठीक
करेंगे
है
because we have people from all sorts of states and regions
और
but हाँ
हाँ
थोड़ा थोड़ा बात
मे बी
कर लेंगे
मिक्स कर
मिक्स कर
सकते हैं
हाँ
सकते
जी, क्यों नहीं,
हैं
जरूर
या
पक्का. Like just to continue on what Orko you were talking about, South American football and the women are not getting a lot of chances. और ये काफी
हम्म
ज्यादा दिखाई देता है when you look at the past winners of this under 17 World Cup जो पिछली की 6 editions हुए
हाँ
हैं. Not a
हम्म
single winner has come from South America, and only I think सिर्फ 2 बार Colombia finished in the top 4 even. So that kind of
ब्र-
shows you the
हम्म
gap in quality when it comes to other confederations and the CONCACAF, right?
Yeah, so and Brazil has never qualified past the quarterfinals. Like quarterfinals is the highest
Yeah.
finish, their highest finish ever.
पिछले 2 एडिशन में तो
Uh,
ग्रुप के भी बाहर नहीं निकले थे वो लोग.
the US surprisingly also does not have a winners medal at this stage. Actually matter honestly. If you see, this has to be a stage to train people for the senior World Cup, right? Because
करेक्ट.
that is what matters. Like let's be very honest, that is what matters at the end of the day,
या
right? So the US surprisingly has only one finalist. It has only one runners-up medal. That's it, and
राइट राइट
no other final appearances. I think 2008 was when they reached the final. So
राइट.
it's crazy, man. It's crazy as to how teams rapidly change from junior level to senior level, right? It's like
yeah
success
that
at this.
also says that
Yeah,
also doesn't that say a lot about how much growth these girls probably see from the age of 17 to say 21
huh.
uh, for them to go on and perform the way they do on the senior stage.
I think
No, probably this
so.
is the first stage for them to establish themselves. Okay, come into the reckoning of the system that the respective countries have, and from here on, it's where they have to continuously prove themselves day in and day out, year in and year out, and eventually make it to the senior team. So I think this is their first stepping stone, the first proper test for these girls. So it's not about
Yeah,
results, but it's about performance. Like this is something that we've also spoken about in the past.
yeah, we have, but it's also very important. Like you enter a World Cup, you want to win the World Cup, right? I'm sure. I'm sure. I know. Mr. Phil is killing it at Manchester City, but that win in 2017,
Uh,
he'll remember that forever. I doubt he's ever going to
True.
forget that because he's yeah. So I mean, however big a player becomes, right? Sancho,
Mm.
Angel Gomez हो गया, yeah, Phil Foden हो गया. They'll always remember that trophy
Yeah,
for
like you had
sure.
a Ryan Brewster in the initial stages of that
Yeah.
competition, doing things for
No,
England.
Rainbuster played final also. Rainbuster played
नहीं
everything.
नहीं
You
पर
are talking
he
about Jaden
नहीं
Sancho.
नहीं
He
I
was
no, what I meant was he was the face in the start क्योंकि Sancho I नहीं Sancho भी था but उसके बाद when the other
uh,
guys kicked in, then those guys became the face, like those were the bigger talking points. Like
Uh,
I think Brewster ended up as the highest goal scorer of the competition if I'm not
oh,
wrong, something of that sort.
just
yeah, just
Oh
yeah. It's
yeah.
an, she
Oh my
she
god.
double stuck
okay.
up
Oh
us
my
so much.
god.
That was
Oh
so
my
good,
god.
but okay, just I just want to mention for the past three times that Brazil have tried a shot, Melody Chanu has done well.
Yeah, Melody Salmon done well. Yeah, yeah.
She scored the
She,
ball, guys, and she it not bad at all, like in the sense confident catching. So yeah, that's
Yeah,
probably a good sign. Probably it was nerves in the previous game.
hmm. Uh, I mean, she fumbled one early on also. Just because Johnston missed an open net, we're not discussing it, but
yeah.
she did fumble
It's
one
still
early
1
on.
nil.
She did,
Yeah,
but
still 1-0.
she
Yeah.
did, but I mean, for even right now, I mean, it
Huh.
was a decent shot to get her hands on. So yeah,
Huh.
True.
a save is a
Some
save.
other updates also. Yeah, some other updates also. Germany defeated New Zealand 3-1 today, and they've now
Yeah,
won 3 out of 3. They've topped their group and qualified to the quarters, right?
quarters, and they
Um,
will be in Navi Mumbai for their quarters.
yes, and Nigeria defeated Chile in a winner takes all game, 2-1. And they're
Pretty
also
close
through.
match that one.
Yeah, yeah, they're also through to the quarters. Group C is interesting. Colombia,
Oh yeah,
Mexico, Spain, and China. Yeah, Colombia, Mexico, Spain, and China are all on one win each, right?
Yeah,
So China versus Spain in Navi Mumbai, and Colombia versus Mexico in Margao. So it's
Madagaskar.
again, yeah, again it could be a situation where everybody ends up with 4 points. In that case, it's
Right,
points obtained and then goal difference and number of goals scored
good.
in all group.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
group
Right, but
matches. In
what's
that
really
case,
interesting is to look at Group D in that sense because Tanzania
huh,
making their debut in the
huh,
competition, they are in the reckoning to make it to the quarters. They beat
hmm,
France in one of the previous group stage matches, and they play Canada tomorrow. Seems like a pretty straightforward game, but nothing's given in football, and especially when the Canadian women are involved, right?
yeah. See, Canada were kind of shell shocked in their 4-0 loss against Japan.
Yep.
But you also have to realize that these are the reigning, um, what do you say? These are the reigning Olympic champs, right? Canada.
Okay,
So
I have a question on that. Like we are talking about the senior team that played the Olympics, right? How are
yeah,
how,
yeah, yeah.
how are you even how are you drawing parallels with an under 17 team? Because completely
I
different, right? Like it's like
So I have a theory. Essentially,
okay,
North America is the next. I mean, if it already isn't, it is the next really fruitful center of youth development that's happening,
okay,
right? With the US and Canadian men as well.
hmm,
I am also saying that Canada's upswing is also happening because even in the women, they are producing better and better youth. It might not show at the under 17 level yet, but we are also said that the US has won 4 senior World Cups. It has never won under 17 uh,
correct,
World Cup. And not everybody from the under 17 batch is going to make it to the senior team also, right?
of
So
course,
countries like Canada, US, and all, they are using this platform purely to unearth, like, 4 talents or 5 talents,
yeah,
yeah, which is why I'm so surprised that our biggest talent is not playing. Like, she started the first
hmm,
match but is not playing. Maybe, I don't know, I might be wrong. There might be something that I don't know, but I mean, for me, Linda Com was the player that I was looking forward to watching this World Cup. And when she came on, even in Morocco, right, and we were under siege, she held her own in that game, I felt.
yeah, I would agree with Orko on that front. I'm also surprised. I mean, I'm like he mentioned. I mean, there surely is something that has gone down in training that perhaps is the reason why Denby has chosen to drop her for two straight matches. But
Hmm.
I mean, I do think that had she's been there. Again, I think it was just an opportunity for India to see to probably try and see if she can take central over a few years later in the senior team.
Right. Hmm.
Because
Yeah.
even in the senior team, Bala Devi has gone, and there no
Bala's
you can't really pinpoint on somebody who you'd see as
Bala's
a
not going to
target
play
person.
forever. Bala's not going to
Exactly.
play forever. She's had her injury issues in the recent past,
Uh,
right? They're trying to develop. A lot of heir apparents have come, but they've not really lived up to. I mean, Bala is Bala, right? Bala is a legend in her own right. So those are very huge shoes to fill, also,
Right.
right? And remember, like Linda's playing under 17 World Cup. She's still playing age group football at 17, but Bala had debuted for the Indian football team only when she was 15, right? And Bembem also, I think, was 14, 15 when she debuted. So
those times
definitely,
were
I
also
mean,
different, but I feel.
yeah. No, no, I mean, the team was strongest when both Bembe and Bala played, and replacing those two is a massive, massive task. I mean, it's huge,
Yeah.
right? I feel like we've lost two of our players who could actually play at the continental level, right? Who could actually have gone to a
Right. Yeah.
even I'm saying this, even like a first tier, maybe not a Nadeshiko league, maybe not Japan, but maybe something just below that. For example, Dangmei, I genuinely feel she's our best bet after Bala, right? And she's playing in Uzbekistan,
Yeah.
where she's getting a six
Hmm.
month season. So I'm
Yeah.
actually pretty happy for her. And it's again a case of the strongest improving further. That's it, right?
Yeah.
Hmm. What and now that the Arrows is disbanded, also important question as to what happens. Some of these girls will be picked up by IWL clubs after the you know what do you say after the end of this tournament. Obviously, they played a World Cup and
Hmm.
that has
Oh,
to
sure thing.
carry some weight. Huh? They carry some weight, but it's interesting to see if all of them will get because I mean, if I was to be very honest, and obviously it's wrong for me to judge, but I mean, is this the best audition that they could have given for the IWL?
I think in terms of how people watch, like how Indian football's level is in general, and what people look in when they see players play, I think they'll be okay, and they'll find things.
Huh. I mean, in the World Cup, if you get like 0.25 seconds on the ball, in the IWL, you get like 8 seconds on the ball. So that's the difference, right?
Yeah, yeah,
It's just,
absolutely. They will have time, and
but
honestly, they will look like much better
uh,
players when they are playing in the IWL. A hundred and
it
twenty percent.
just 32 times more time on the ball. That is 0.25 seconds to 8 seconds direct jump. That is. Oh, that's bad ball by Silky. I mean, it's just, uh, I don't know. Like that's again, I'm very anti-football. Trying to play a grounded ball into an overload is just, it doesn't make any sense, right? Especially the
I
crossfield. Ah, sorry, go on.
No, I genuinely feel I was the only thing that I was saying is I think genuinely Shilki has probably been the biggest disappointment from the World Cup. To be very honest, she did because she
Huh,
did have a
easily,
chance with the senior team as well. She's trained with
easily,
the senior team as well. She got a chance in
easily.
the Asian Cup as well. So, in terms of the kind of game that she has shown and the lack of, calmness on the field and on the
Hmm.
ball that she's shown, I think it's generally
Okay.
been very disappointing.
And also, I just want to say this also. She is not the only one from this team who has senior team experience. Don't forget Astam also. And
Astam also. I know.
we've also critically dissected Astam's performance also, right? So
True.
I mean, it's not just Shilki, but yeah, I get your point about Shilki because Shilki was touted as the next big thing, right? There were articles
Yeah.
before the Asian Cup and all of this, and India's 17-year-old playing in the Asian Cup, youngest person in the tournament. Oh, that has to be yellow, right? She was tugged, was she? Oh man,
Don't know. 18.
Yeah, I think then he'll be saying that's a yellow. Yeah, that is a miscontrol. Oh man, Neha was fast. That's a yellow. There's a
Yeah,
momentary
that should
turn.
have been.
I
Yeah,
Yeah, that
that should
should have
have
been
been.
a
That
yellow.
Yes,
should have
yes,
been a
yes.
booking.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And
Well,
I can see why
one
that
thing
would
is
be serious.
pretty certain, that Orko stream
Huh.
is a bit ahead of the rest of us.
Both of us, yes.
Okay. No,
Pretty
I'll
certain
slow
about.
down a bit. I'll slow down a bit, but see, that was easily India's biggest chance in the 210 minutes they've played so far,
Yeah,
right? And Neha
Yeah.
was through on goal. By the way, Neha was through on goal. She
Despite being
actually
tugged,
got
yes.
through on goal.
yeah,
Yeah, she got through on goal, but she did not have the confidence to, you know, she did not have the confidence to take the shot on, at least
yeah. That should
try
have been a
and
booking.
should have been a booking. I'm saying she could have,
It
Neha could have
carried the ball a
progressed
bit
maybe.
more rather than.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
I
yeah.
personally think she didn't have enough confidence because she knew that she could
Huh.
not have cut another person. She
Uh-huh.
couldn't have because there was another defender in front. So she would have got caught up and she wouldn't have been able to cut that person. I think that is why she went for the shot. I wouldn't say it was a completely wrong decision. There was just not enough fizz in the shot.
Yeah. No, she didn't have confidence. Man, number seven is just. She looks like she could do this all day. Number seven's like, huh, come, fullback, come. I'm like,
I'll just dance around you and just whip in a ball, and let's see what happens
huh.
next.
That's Anita Kumari, by the way, who's come down all the way. Like they're all taking
Yeah.
turns to try and defend her. First, Assam tried. Assam like, I can't do it.
Astam tried,
Then
yes.
Kajal, huh. But then Kajal tried. Kajal is like, nope, not happening. Then now Anita's dropped. Anita's like, now it's my turn to try and defend her. Man, this girl is a machine. Number seven is just a machine. Like
Yep.
everything's flowing
We
through
are
her.
half an hour
Everything
into
is
the
flowing through
match,
her.
and that's what we're
Mhm.
talking about.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
guess
Three
Well,
people
I think
trying to
this is.
mark
there is
Brazil.
another.
Uh,
Sorry,
okay,
sorry.
go on,
Yeah,
Abby.
I was just saying, I think there is just another thing. I think what I find problematic for Brazil, to be very honest, is they
Uh,
have good pace and skill on the wings, but I don't think they're trying to use it enough. They're
Hmm.
going way too central. I feel they're going way too central, barring the
Hmm.
number seven who's getting the ball and going up the wings every now and then. They've
Hmm.
hardly done
uh,
it from the left flank. And then whenever they have the ball in the center, they go way too central, which is obviously comparatively easier for India to defend. They are trying to go for these
yeah.
through balls like which in very little space, which is not ideal when you're trying to create a short move. So I'm not sure how that is
So,
functioning too well.
so, my theory is that you're right, and we discussed this also. We said that Brazil's trying to draw India out of their own half and trying to play the balls in behind, right? We did discuss at the
Hmm.
start of our stream. My theory is that we fend this off for the first 45 minutes, and then when we start to tire, na, like we did against Morocco, then all of these moves start paying off big time.
I understand, but I'm just
They,
saying that on the whole, the team has a lot more quality than going into the break with just 1-0. Like, India is
Haha, for
also, to
sure.
be very honest, I feel India has also done pretty good so far in terms of holding the shape. I genuinely think so
Or
too.
that's
Uh,
a penalty, by
but
the way. That's a free kick. Yeah, sorry.
no, no. Yeah, no,
okay. Oh yeah.
That's a free kick. Sorry. Go on.
yeah.
Okay, that is another thing. I think we discussed it in the previous game as well. What is this tendency of just putting your hand out? It's not allowed in football, guys. It's not
They're
allowed
trying
in
to hail
football.
like,
What is this tendency?
अरे
कुछ ना कुछ तो करना है हमें.
वो रात को भुवनेश्वर से टैक्सी नहीं मिलता है तो अभी वो कर रही है टैक्सी टैक्सी. अभी
अरे
अभी हो रहा
But
है
going
वो.
back to what Abby said, like lack of Brazil not not enough for a 1-0
Huh.
because the team looks better. His team is much better than this. But what I observed is like it looked very haphazard in
Hmm.
this match. Like there is yes, initial few minutes you had those sleek movements, good passes coming out, but as the match has worn out, things have just gone haphazard. Like you have a number seven who's doing her thing on the on one wing, but once she cuts
Yeah.
in, once she puts that ball in, there's nothing happening much in the middle.
Hmm.
Correct.
See, I feel there's some amount of nerves also because essentially, historically, Brazil haven't been really successful at this stage, right? There have been, if I recall correctly, I think they were dumped out at the group stage only last time around,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So
Last
Yeah,
two
yeah.
there's pre
editions.
last two editions, right? So there's
Correct.
previous hurt and previous baggage that's encumbering these girls also. There's encumbering this
Yeah,
batch
so
of Brazil
basically
also.
first job is just to get out of the
Yeah.
group. फिर उसके बाद हम देखेंगे
Yeah,
क्या करना है.
yeah. And honestly, getting out of the group isn't bad at all because you're pretty much
Yeah,
saying you're among the best eight nations in the world, by the way. It's a 16 team World Cup,
absolutely
right? You're saying you're among the
correct.
best team. Yeah. But I was going to say this and we
Like
sidetracked.
going by
Uh,
that
the
analogy, are we among the best 16 in the world? I'm talking about India here.
We didn't
I mean,
qualify
let's
That
for
take
it,
the
very
Naveen.
we are
let's
We didn't
take
got
qualify.
16 teams competing in a 16 team competition.
let's take the hosts out of the question. The best 15 teams. Okay, that has to be offside, man. That has to be okay. So you guys will see it now. It is.
Yeah,
Oh, that is
हम
that
कल
is
देखेंगे.
offside.
Yeah.
Is hasn't the flag
अरे
gone up yet? Oh, it has. Huh?
this is the basic VAR thing. Like they won't raise the
Yeah, they're
flag if it is
waiting
a goal
in
scoring
there.
opportunity. आराम से उठा दे
अरे
flag.
अरे अरे.
Hmm. So
एक कर
what
This
I'm
is
saying is
सकते.
like a
take the
like a
uh,
ten
no, I'm
yard
saying take the hosts out of the
offside.
question.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah,
I know it is. I'm saying take the hosts out of the question. It's still the best 15 teams at least. I mean, some are debatable obviously because, for example, Morocco, right? They're proving they belong, but they just about scraped through defeating their regional powerhouses Ghana on penalties
correct.
Hmm.
to qualify. So मतलब इक्का दुक्का इधर उधर है, but I'm saying more
हाँ,
than that. I mean, it is pretty much the
oh,
best
that's a
of the
good call.
best only that are, yeah.
नहीं,
मैं क्या
wrong
No,
choice.
I was
I
going to say
honestly
some.
that. Yeah.
Sorry, go
Sorry.
on.
नहीं,
Go on, Orko. You're really.
Yeah, so I'm saying I'm going to say something because we got sidetracked. We talk about Group D. There's only one team in this World Cup which is like motored along. Motored along, matlab, no problem at all. Like they've just sauntering. Guess which country that this is?
किसकी बात कर रहे हो तुम?
Japan.
जापान की और किसकी?
Yeah, Japan.
Yeah.
Obviously, Japan's
Yeah.
like Japan have won both
जापान की
their
और किसकी?
matches. Japan have won both their matches 4-0. 4-0. They're just cruising through the group stage. Like they are like they've come
बोलो
only
अगला
with the
कौन?
intention. They've come with the intention कि भाई final four तो given ही है. Final four या quarter
हाँ,
given ही है. Like so yeah. And
तुम आगे की बात बताओ.
honestly, आगे की बात बताओ. Apart from them, who are the other Asian? China. Yeah, so China.
China.
And yeah, China unfortunately are bottom of the group because of goal difference, right?
Correct.
So
Hmm.
they need to
But honestly, their
pull off
showing has
something.
been good.
They need to pull off something against Spain, by the way.
That's tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be so super fun. Like first match
But
of the day tomorrow. I think 4:30
just
match.
just to get back to this, the last two shots again that Brazil have taken, very low
Hmm.
percentage shots that they've
Yeah,
just
yeah.
gone for it. This is what I'm talking about. They're not trying to create more or create short spaces for themselves in the final third, and they're just very like they're just going for shots without much thought over it. And I'm not
Hmm.
sure that is really going to work for them when they go in the latter stages of the competition, right? It
Hmm.
Because they're going to be up against like really strong teams, and if
Hmm.
India is able to
But again, Abby,
stop these attempts.
against strong teams, you don't get those easy through balls through the line, right? Because
Exactly.
you won't be getting those chances. Like you'll have to come up with a plan B, because your defenders are not letting those balls through that easily, like the Indian defense is doing here.
Exactly, exactly, and that is what is worrying sign for me, like for Brazil. It's a worrying
Uh-huh.
sign in that sense
Goal,
because
goal.
uh,
Okay,
हाँ, अभी हम देखेंगे और फिर हम बोलेंगे.
sorry, sorry.
see, again, as soon
Yeah,
as a
yeah.
cutback came, as soon as a
Huh.
cutback came like that, it went in. So these are two things. Okay, here are two things. One, Brazil can do it and were not doing it for this long again in between. And two, India gets dragged by the ball, so they just
Hmm.
don't cover for the cutback better.
Like this reminds me of Lagan movie, dude. सब बॉल के पीछे भाग रहे हैं.
She she got in between five players, by the way. She got in between five players, the number seven, and deserved also. For पूरे half के काम के लिए deserved also. She got in between the five players and she coolly slaughtered it. There's no nothing. But you're right, Abby. The Brazil, if they had applied themselves, definitely they could have. They're pretty much relying on a lot on individual brilliance at this point of time, right?
Yeah,
You have a couple of players who played the under 20 World Cup also, right?
yeah. I felt that
I
against
think,
USA as well.
yeah, and I mean, talking about Aline, right? I mean, Aline is like, I know Johnson's the one with the release clause, but man, Aline is like really good. Like, yeah, like she's good. One more player that actually caught my eye. I wanted to speak about her, and she was very highly touted before coming to the tournament. Also, is this Colombia
Okay.
forward Linda Caicedo? Um, Caicedo, and she's 17, by the way, and she has 13 caps for Colombia and 3 goals. The senior team,
You're talking about the senior team.
by the way.
Okay.
Mm. Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So she scored twice yesterday. Day before she scored twice against China, right? And she's been playing for like Deportivo Cali, and she has like some 13 goals already for them in the senior league. So she definitely want to. I mean,
That's so
watch out
easy.
for in the
Like
future.
they make it look so easy, but it's not. They making it look so
Yeah,
easy. It's
it is.
like the defense is not doing
Hmm.
much. They're just letting
No,
people
no.
pass them.
Hmm.
I think it's just the skill set of Brazil is quite out of syllabus for India.
क्या हो क्या रहा है पता नहीं है हमें बस.
I
कुछ तो हो रहा है
I
लोग बॉल लेके
also
भाग रहे हैं बस.
uh, I
But
also
I
feel.
would still say that the Indian team is doing pretty decent for given
Uh,
the opponent that
Yeah,
they're up against. To be very honest,
they
I'd give
I
them
also
conceded
that.
just
feel
two
now.
goals.
See, listen, Abby, like I said, no. Second half, let's speak because the floodgates, the India's right now played at this intensity. We don't know if Brazil will wilt also, right? And our prediction is Brazil might wilt because we saw it against Morocco, right? We didn't
Right?
see it
Hmm.
against the USA, but that was a pretty cagey affair. I think both teams didn't want to lose, right? But
Yeah.
Brazil also might wilt. India, maybe given the two games, they probably will. So I feel 2-0 is a good reflection, but it's not an accurate reflection of the first half. Um, I feel the second half might just amplify the scoreline.
No,
I honestly
but
feel
Orko,
that.
I kind of disagree on that front because it is 2-0
Hmm.
because Brazil has they have been sloppy. It's not that
Hmm.
Indians have like the Indian defense has done a really good job. The Brazilians
Hmm.
have been sloppy in their approach. Like if like we just
Yeah.
spoke about, if they could have applied a bit more, the scoreline would have been
Hmm.
much different because our guys are just staying back. They're just waiting for things to happen and hope that okay, it doesn't end up in the back of the net. It's not that कि हमने कुछ किया है इन्हें रोकने के लिए. They are just passing by like a wind, and at
In
the
Huh.
end of the day they
in
decide
fact,
okay
they're
goal नहीं
quite
मार रहा है अभी सिर्फ टाइम
committal.
पास करना है. Yeah,
Huh.
Yeah.
So, no, I agree. So I agree partly to what you're saying. But I'm also saying the Brazilian women haven't really applied themselves. Yeah, agreed. They haven't
Yeah,
really
they
applied
haven't.
themselves tactically. Yeah, but I'm also saying you'll see a lot of tired legs, and with tired legs come,
Yeah, that's
a lot of open spaces on the field. So um,
absolutely.
I think I think they're going to exploit it ruthlessly in second. I hope not, but I don't know, maybe.
Well,
But
just talking about stats here,
No, but
their biggest win at this level for Brazil has
hmm,
been a 4-1 win. I hope
okay.
that this match doesn't turn out to be like that, but by the looks of it, it might. It just might. Brazil might get the biggest win at this competition so far.
Hmm.
the issue again, like just a few seconds ago, there was India did win the ball. Like I think it was Astam only who won the ball in the center and then
Hmm.
passed it along, and then they tried to go for this uh, ball on the right channel, but again the weight was too much. They
True.
like the winger
Just
couldn't
ran
really
away from the
reach it.
attacker up
So
front. Well,
yeah. So I'm just saying in these moments when you do get the ball in a
Hmm.
slightly promising position per se, I think we need to be a lot more calm on it and be a lot more thoughtful about the ball, because we're not going to be seeing a lot of it. So
true.
whenever we
Hmm.
do, we'll have to be a lot more thoughtful with it.
Yeah,
True. I think
and
that brings us to the
with
end of the opening half.
half,
Yeah.
It's
yeah,
Yeah.
half
Half
time.
time
yeah,
is
it's 2-0 so
Yeah,
far. Let's see how
we'll
this
just
pans out.
yeah, we'll just
And
wait for the
Delivery doesn't
stats. I'm
look
not
like a
sure.
happy man one bit. He
Yeah,
doesn't look like a happy man one bit.
uh,
नहीं पर उसके पहले
I'm
ad
not
आ
sure
रहा
we'll
है
get stats, but we'll
ad
हाँ
आएगा उसके
उसके बाद ही
पहले
आएगा. But हाँ, but I'm just waiting for the stats because I think these might be India's best stats of the entire World Cup. I feel.
all right.
that's very
हाँ.
much possible, actually.
Because against the US they had two shots total. Against Mexico, I think one shot or two shots. It took them under till like 80 minutes to take the first shot only,
Correct.
right? So I mean, just waiting for start, but India had their chances this time. Um, I mean, the number seven Neha, she could have got at the fullbacks. We just need the confidence, man, to try and beat the fullback, to try and try and win these one-on-one duels, because that's the only way you're going to get past them. They're faster than you, they're physically stronger than you. You either play a very highly tactical game, which we know they're not capable of right
Yeah.
now, or you have to try and win some one-on-one duels. But uh, my biggest surprise is that, because in the men you always see the men try and, young boys also, I'm saying, at the under 17
Yeah.
level also, they try and win 1v1 duels. But here we've been, surprisingly, we've not tried to do that a lot, except Neha, who in the two games has tried to do it. Nobody else has really tried and done it.
Well,
I'm
and
not
also one
sure
thing
they are
that
equipped to do that, Orko.
Hmm.
exactly like that's like exactly my thought, because I don't think there is enough match experience for these girls because they haven't played
Hmm.
competitive football much, if I'm not wrong.
Hmm.
So, and these things you develop by playing competitive football. Like only up because first time you play, you're like, okay, nahi jana hai, let them do whatever they want to do. I'll get my ball. It's only after you play enough you realize, okay, you have to go win the freaking ball. Ball won't come to you.
No, that's true. I mean, I think like I'm really not sure that they can match also.
Yeah. Well, there are a few comments that's come in so far
Oh,
during
okay.
our
I
watch.
So we have two shots, one on target, 25% possession, 102 passes, passing
Hmm.
accuracy 44%, one foul, one
44%
offside.
you said. Did you say
Yeah,
44%?
yeah.
Yeah.
That is what Google
Oh
says.
wow. Oh wow. I mean, wow.
और
Yeah, we
100 से
saw
ऊपर
that,
passes
right?
Biggest.
I
किए
mean, it was
हाँ
हाँ
मतलब 100 पासेस
102
खेलेंगे तो हाँ
40 तो
एक सौ
होंगे
तो
ना, लाइक 40 तो
हाँ 100 तो
40 तो
अटेम्प्टेड
कम
है
से कम
हाँ.
करें। हाँ, so it's not that big a surprising number per se.
no Yeah, yeah. Oh,
No.
Brazil have had 4 offsides, dude. 4 तो ऑफसाइड ही कर लिए. उतना ही में चांस
Hmm.
कितना मिस हो गया.
ठीक है.
Their
I think we
passing
can take a
accuracy
bit
is
of.
84%, dude. Yeah. I
Aha.
think now
I
we
think
can
I
take a
think
break. We've had the stats that
we can take a
Orko
break.
wanted.
Yeah, take a break, and
Yes.
I can listen to the Lord and Miss Hans speaking on the game. You know,
You
Yeah.
want to? Sure, why not?
Lord time. Okay. See you guys
Okay.
in 10
See you guys
minutes.
in
Bye bye.
like, yeah, within 10 minutes. Bye.
Hey guys,
All right.
we're back for the second half, and as usual, Wood didn't give us any notice at all. They're like, "Hey, second half's here. Let's start." Like it's random.
Well,
Yeah, I
45
mean, it
more
was
minutes
a
of the Indian team
very,
at the World Cup. Chalo, chalo,
yes.
chalo. Let's
And
stick to the
Neha's in
task.
But
Spain.
I,
Hey guys,
All right.
I think if
we're
we,
back for the second half, and as usual, Wood didn't give us any notice at all. Sorry. Yeah. Go on. Go on. Go on. Go on.
हमने
Abhi.
हमने आरका का कुछ ज्यादा ही आवाज सुन लिया.
Huh.
yeah. So I was just saying, ki, I think in the halftime also, all the talk, at least on the English discussion, I think was pretty much on the same lines that the as what we discussed
Huh.
during uh,
Ah.
that the most of the attacks have come from Assam's flank, and we haven't been compact enough in the center. Also, we haven't really been tracking.
Yeah.
Most of our attacks have been, just trying
Yeah.
to go for
No,
the long ball and
I know.
hoping for the striker to get there.
No, and the Lord was surprisingly critical. The Lord said that you already considered one goal this way.
I like
Then we
how you
should
call
not.
him the Lord.
I mean, that's what we've referred to him for years. Like, I mean,
But you still stick to it, don't you?
yeah, obviously. I mean, if I see the Lord 20 years from now, I'm still going to be like, Lord, how are you? Like, I'm not gonna, I'm not going to, I'm not going to change. Actually, Manbok, who's a very regular in this comment section, Manbok has asked, "Oh, Johnson's off, by the way. Johnson, Carroll are off, and Raisa
Yeah.
and Lara are on. I think this is conserving some energy for the next stage to follow."
Imagine, right?
Manbox asking,
No, I also think because Johnson was very ineffective
ineffective,
almost
yeah,
throughout the
ineffective,
first half. So,
yeah. So man was asking, can India get anything from this under 17 football tournament when there's no proper plan and system for girls football? Abreshmina, I think we've answered this so many times, but I'll still point towards you. Yeah.
no, just hosting the tournaments is not going to do anything. Um, and we need, as long as we don't have a system in place, sorry, we are
Nothing's
not going
working
to
on
get
Bali.
anywhere.
Nothing is happening.
Hmm. Yeah. I think India's still trying to press high. Ali's still doing a thing like
They are
without
just trying
fail.
to prove you wrong कि तूने बोला ना कि हम थक जाएंगे देखो हम थक नहीं रहे.
पहले 2 मिनट है, पहले 3 मिनट हुए हैं, भी 40 मिनट है.
No, but
It's like
But I genuinely think ये हम लोगों को ऐसा पोजीशन में डालता है ना that we end up being behind in terms of our defense, like we are overrun obviously by Aline, and then
this.
it leaves us nowhere. So I don't know what Astam is doing by going towards the ball the whole damn time. Like, just hold your position and at least try to make something from that from there, right?
हम्म, वास्तव बिंदास जा रही है, आ रही है, लाइक कोई मतलब लाइक अ सरकारी एम्प्लॉय, लाइक नो नो अकाउंटेबिलिटी टुवर्ड्स एनीबॉडी. मैं अपने मर्जी से जाऊंगा,
सरकारी
आ रही है,
एम्प्लॉय.
लाइक हाँ, लाइक अपने मर्जी से जा रही है, आ रही है, कोई कोई परवाह नहीं है उसको.
I think probably playing for the national team means you're a sarkari employee.
Oh, shit.
है कि नहीं?
I mean,
है कि नहीं? है कि नहीं?
I'm pretty sure that's why they're dreaming of playing for the India team. Yeah.
But there's something happening on the left. I know we are behind stream because Orko has already seen the move.
Hmm. I'm seeing the move. Nothing. It's happening. It's happening. Like they're very patient in build up. That's it. Oh, 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 oh. I'm just gonna let you guys watch this. I'm just gonna let you guys
Oh,
watch this.
Ooh,
Oof.
that was something. That was
that was
something.
a banger, man. That was a
That was
banger.
something.
So good, yeah. So good from Ali.
Direct from the banger factory, man. This is
Yes,
Yeah,
Aline, na? That's her name.
Aline.
Nadine.
Aline.
Yeah,
So
Thomas
good.
uncle is like, हम कहाँ आ
But
गए?
again, yeah, it's just being honestly, just
Yeah,
being
but what could India have
overcommitted.
done?
No,
क्या
no,
कर
not
सकते
for
थे?
the shot, not for the shot, but for the fact that I think our number 10 just overcommitted, allowed Aline to cut on the right very easily and take the shot from there. So I'm just saying, I'm
Right.
not saying that there was anything that they could have done with this shot. I'm not talking about that, but just the movement before that, that could have been avoided. Maybe it would have not, Aline would not have been able to set herself up on the right. I mean, just.
ये अलीन का टाइमलाइन ही गलत है उसको बोलो कि दिवाली के लिए अभी एक हफ्ता बाकी है अभी पटाखा ना छोड़े ऐसे
अरे नहीं, वो तो नॉकआउट्स में वो छोड़ेगी,
Cracker.
तुम लोड ना लो.
क्रैकर छोड़ रही है यहाँ पे अलीन
Hey,
has
another one?
proper
No.
हाँ अलीन has proper favela vibes you know it's like she has proper like
She
street
does.
footballer vibes she has
She
like
does, yeah.
I love those players like I mean I cannot get enough of those players because उनमें वो है like they have that you know like
Like, they have
जो
that bite
baller
in them,
vibe
okay? कुछ ना कुछ
हाँ
करना है.
bite and vibes भाई bite and vibes दोनों like
Yeah.
देखो यार like Mata like Brazil's big three have retired or are retiring no have
Yeah.
become really old like
Hmm.
Mata who
Yes.
are the
Next year,
other
buddy.
Ali
Next year. The waiting
हाँ
for the World Cup.
Yes.
हाँ but they are anyway 41 now
Yeah, yeah.
who's the
Hmm.
players playing till 41 Abby you know the name we keep discussing
La,
What are we talking about?
yeah I no, I think Brazil have a big three, big four, right? That are kind of in the twilight of their careers.
Huh?
hmm.
Formiga, I think
For
For
me.
me, guys are retired.
But
Yeah.
Formiga.
Formiga retired against
That's
India.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Formiga retire हो गई. Martha is also, I think, Martha का भी last होगा, last call, and I think एक और दो है ना जो who are like part of the so-called Martha's generation that's coming to an end. But
Hmm.
Aline, man, like she looks like she could make the step up. Like she's something, huh?
Yeah, she
Yeah,
is
yeah.
indeed.
100%. Very good.
I think Brazil just have this knack of producing wingers. Like I mean, such
Yeah.
such trickery. Yeah.
That's partly because of their like the whole street football scene. No?
Oh, she just beat three people. Aline just beat three people. She carried it all the way from the half line. Like they're just terrified of her at this point of
As you
time.
speak, we are just watching. We are watching
Yeah.
her do that.
Yes.
Sorry. Sorry, sorry, but I mean, I couldn't just help but marvel. She's like everybody's so non-committal on the challenge, and she's just shrugging them off. She's like, "You're not going to stop me.
Yeah.
I'm going to take advantage. I'm just going to run bulldoze through you." Yeah, I
No, no,
would
I
not
agree.
want to be defending against Aline, man. I would not want to be defending against her like this.
And then the cameraman is just showing us the, as you said, that I don't want to be defending against Ali. The camera person decided to
And
show us
probably
the.
that's the kind of commentary we are looking for.
Or Neha turns one, she has to beat. Yes, she's through. No, she's not. Too slow.
Okay.
Sorry.
हमारे इधर तो अभी भी
But
ब्राजील का पोजीशन.
No, no, it's okay. Huh. Yeah, too slow. I mean, in
Oh
terms of
yeah,
the touches, the touch of the
yeah,
like the touch she took at the ball was a bit too long for her only to catch up.
Hmm.
yeah.
Next, Aline, you're going to see one more skill that she pulled on Astam right now.
Yeah,
I think we
just
just did
Yeah, now Woot has caught on to this. Woot will now play this 100 times.
on loop, no?
Yeah, on loop. Huh. This will become the new
Yeah, go
India
go.
versus Thailand.
जमाना खेलना है हमें.
But news for all football lovers: Qatar, surprise, surprise, has won the bid for the AFC Asian Cup. So, oh, Melody
Which would
pulls off a
also mean
save.
that. Oh, industry.
Yeah,
Okay,
go on.
let's just finish that.
Which should also mean,
No, let us.
which should also
Which
mean
would also
that
mean that
we will.
the competition will be moved to January of the 2024,
Yup,
hmm.
yup. So,
giving the men's team
she,
enough time to prepare. Hopefully, to pull off something better than what they did in 2019. And also for Mallu and my
yeah,
brethren who are in Qatar, if you want me to come and if you are willing to host me, I will be there. नहीं तो मैंने नहीं आ
see,
रहा है.
Mallu brethren, see, Mallu brethren, I'll tell you one thing to all the Mallu brethren, all these posers will be coming during the World Cup, but only real legends will be coming during the AFC Asian Cup. Okay, so, so, so choose your audience carefully.
Yes,
Right?
carefully. Like did the
Yeah.
same thing in UAE. Want to do the same thing in Qatar now. And like just to
Uh,
add to that bit, like India is shortlisted among along with Saudi Arabia as a possible
hmm,
host for the 2027 edition. This again going back to the whole
Hmm.
conversation that we had at the start of the competition. This entire approach of the federation to go top down, invite
hmm.
and bid for these big competitions, and then hope that trickles down and you have enough interest generated because of that. I don't know when is this going to end, because like facts being facts, because this entire bid for the 2027 edition was done by the previous regime under Praful Patel and not the current
Hmm.
regime. They're just continuing on from where it was. We're not very sure when will this end. There's a substitution coming up for India in the meantime.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kajol
Kajol
D'Souza
D'Souza just went off
is
having the
out.
most anonymous having the most anonymous World Cup that I've ever seen. Like I did not honestly notice her during her three matches on the pitch. I'm no offense to her, but I mean
Oh
honestly,
my God.
honestly,
Oh, okay. Right.
yeah. But Abreshmina, do you
I'm just
remember even?
appreciating melody and
I'm saying, do you
yeah.
remember Kajol D'Souza from this World Cup?
I have a
No,
memory.
apart
I
from
have a small I have a small anecdote if no one has one.
हाँ हाँ बोलो.
go on, go
All right,
on.
so this is the first match against USA where Kajol, as she wants her name to be pronounced, and not Kajal.
Okay.
So apparently the
Kajol
commentator goes
D'Souza.
that yeah, the commentator goes that she's named Kajol after the famous Indian actress Kajol because her dad was a big fan of Kajol and ended up naming the kid. Like that's been the highlight for me of Kajol.
I'm not surprised.
Okay.
I'm not surprised the commentator picked up on that. I mean, uh, let's not go into who the commentator, but I mean, seriously.
Like credit
Seriously.
where credit's due, he
Good,
said
good.
Hindi cinema, not Bollywood or Indian cinema.
हाँ, ठीक है. हिंदी सिनेमा बोला. हाँ.
Hindi
But
bola usne.
Kajol D'Souza. Good. She played in a World Cup. I hope she gets some clips out of it because I can't recall any. Right. So, oh. Now it's a blue wave starting.
Wasn't that an offside?
Nah, that looked offside. They didn't give though. But वही VAR है ना उस सब की like we don't have to worry about that at this World Cup. That's VAR
Correct.
for all of it. So it's probably the first of some 2 to 3 times we'll probably see VAR here. You know, in the
Yeah.
near obviously if we win the Asian Cup bid, then we'll have VAR. right?
तभी तो होना ही पड़ेगा. Because I think
हाँ
from the next edition it goes down to group stages and not just the knockouts.
हाँ.
All right,
No, I'm
I
pretty
think
sure 20
USA is leading against Morocco, which
Yeah,
that's what
score.
the group
but
group.
it's only 1-0. Yeah,
Yeah,
Morocco
really.
have
Morocco has
Again,
shown
given
I
a
some
good.
would, I
bite.
would,
Yeah,
I
they've
would.
they've
Yeah,
they've given a good account of themselves.
yeah. Very,
Yeah.
very good account of
No, no,
themselves.
no. For sure, for sure. Even Brazil, right? The last 20 minutes they had Brazil on the ropes. They did.
Yeah,
Like it was just, yeah, just that their final third decision making was sloppy. Otherwise, Morocco, man, like they also have some very decent players. The captain Zohir,
Yeah,
they like that girl. Yeah, yeah. And the keeper, my God, the keeper is a gem,
yeah,
Tita, and her distribution is amazing to watch. Like she can ping those balls, to half line with amazing accuracy.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Very flat,
Okay.
spinny balls.
Uh, I'm also wondering what's happening because Brazil had a free kick and the Brazil player out of nowhere was the
oh yeah,
first to
that's a
react
good.
to it. It's like
React to it.
yeah,
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 we were waiting. We were like, Melody catch कर लेगी.
uh, man,
But on the
No, no,
second
Melody
goal,
भाई
Melody
nobody
did a
has
good job.
different.
No? Yeah,
हाँ,
she's good.
हम बॉल
No,
देख रहे
but
देखो
I
ना.
She's a,
just mean
she
to say, how can you be ball watching like that? Yeah, everyone's just looking at the ball. No
because
one
as a
wants
replayer.
to.
हाँ.
Yeah,
No,
see.
I'm saying at this level, if you're playing in a World Cup, if you're participating in a World Cup squad, like how can you be like ball watching? Like
Yeah,
nobody's active, right?
yeah.
And two, three Brazilian players are active. They are just waiting to pounce on it.
India like literally took 2 seconds more than the Brazilian players to react,
Yeah,
and that's bad.
Huh. No, but we were
can't be
You
speaking
ball
about
can't
watching, I would say.
Morocco.
ball watch
Huh.
like that.
I have a slightly ballsy prediction that this Morocco keeper is going to be the number one for a long time to come. I feel seniors may, unless and until injury hits her or something really unfortunate. I feel she's one for the future. Like super impressed by what I saw
Hmm.
from her,
Hmm.
like 2 games. Tita,
So,
The Morocco keeper, the Morocco
yeah,
keeper.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, when we're defending, right, it just seems like we'll throw anything we get at the ball, like arms,
yeah.
legs, neck, shin,
Yeah.
knee. Huh. Whether the body posture is very alarming. That the
Off.
word? Yeah. Brazil just playing the neat rondos now. They're like, huh. And
See,
we have
I
also now
do not
parked.
understand Denaby's decision to not put in Linda Com here. You're losing
Yeah.
3-0. You're out of the competition any which way. Why not just try and go for, a bit more attacking thread?
Yeah.
What will happen?
Well,
What is going to
some
happen? Nothing.
decision. No, a lot of things will happen, Abreshmina. You have to think about where the next four camps will come from. Also, you have to think about that also. Where will the next four camps come from? Like if you take such logical decisions, can't do that, no. So
It was
I
close.
mean, huh. I mean, to for those who understood, it's good. I'm not going to explain that bit, huh?
Hmm.
But of course. Of course. That's what now he's just ensuring everybody gets some game time.
Some game time. Yeah, some everyone's played at
Yeah.
the World Cup.
Yeah. Up north they'll be like, अरे वर्ल्ड कप खेल के आई है, just like they say curd rice. वैसे वर्ल्ड कप खेल के आई है अपनी छोरी. हाँ.
Mari Chori.
हमारी छोरी वर्ल्ड कप खेल के आई है. Anyway, I'm saying,
Okay, World
what
Cup.
was I saying? If anybody has any questions, feel free to ask.
पूछो पूछो
Please use
ऐसे भी.
please use hashtag ask the panel. And obviously, since the last of India's matches, big shout out to Sportscast for being a
Yeah.
constant supporter and promoter and broadcaster of Indian football. Like everything in Indian football is probably, is one of the homes of Indian football. Not
Yeah,
that other Twitter handle which used to claim it is a home of Indian football. Uh, I think all of you, both of you, know which handle I'm referring to.
yes.
Like, anyway, like the reference is lost clearly. No point reiterating the joke, but I'm saying just
हाँ, we
follow
just ignored.
Sportscast, guys. Yeah, like, share, and subscribe. Take care. You are just
ठीक है.
ignoring like how India's ignoring football logic. Okay, it's the same thing.
या
Yeah.
वेरी मच मेरे को तो
So
पुअर कनेक्शन भी आ गया इधर. वूट इज लाइक बस हो गया देखो मत और.
Two changes for Brazil also.
hmm.
Well, a question for you, like both of you. Okay, like now we've seen Melody in two matches. Can she be one of the serious contenders when it comes to the senior team as well? Because you know how
Nay,
delicate the situation there is.
nay, nay, nay. I mean, I hate to say this, but no, no. I mean,
Okay.
if it depends on the talent pool also, honestly. And our favorite Aline is calling it a day. So sad. I mean, I'm so sad
Yes.
we won't be able to see those twinkle toes anymore. But I
Yeah,
think
she.
ब्राजील का भी टाइम है अपने पूरे स्क्वाड खिलाने का, वही है.
उनको मालूम है नॉकआउट में नहीं कर
Uh,
सकते ये कुछ.
uh, One of the more colorfully named players, one of my favorite names for this tournament, Juju, is on.
Juju.
Let's see अगर जूजू इंडिया पे भी थोड़ा जूजू कर सकते हैं या नहीं, देखते हैं.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
He's trying so hard.
I am trying
He
hard.
tries.
Okay, I'm not going to finish that joke. That is a joke that I had. I'm not going to finish that joke.
Yeah, he just realized that he's online and he's on air. He
I'm
just
not going to
realized
make that joke.
right in time.
I,
But
I stopped
that's a good
myself.
turn.
I stopped myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Mm.
stopped myself. Oh, that's hard. Oh man, Astam just got clocked. Oh,
Okay.
yeah, that's
हम पहुंचे
Oh,
नहीं है वहां
yeah.
तक, तुम रुको.
Oh, oh, yeah.
yeah.
Okay, our timings are like different now.
Yeah.
So different यार.
I am
बॉल ही
just
नहीं
an
लेके आओ भाई.
Orko.
हाँ.
Orko is like एकदम आगे भाग रहा है. I am in the
वही.
middle.
हाँ.
Naveen मेरे
और कुछ
So what?
और कुछ फ्रॉम फर्स्ट वर्ल्ड कंट्री. मेरे देश में आज भी भूख मरी है.
So Roshan GK has a question saying, "Is Melody the only GK of players World Cup?" So we were actually talking about that point when we digressed, right? So I think a few things. Um, Melody's basic catching, right, is very shaky. Like,
Yeah.
um, like some small things. I mean, from my side, right? The timing of her jumps, they've been completely off, right? In order to catch an aerial ball or or a cross or whatever, you need to jump at a certain time, right? Her
Hmm.
timings always been 1 second, 2 second इधर उधर, right? And I'm not, forget about distribution, right? Which is a very modern goalkeeping topic that we tend to
Yeah.
talk about, the distribution and everything. And obviously, I am of school of thought that distribution matters just as much as shot stopping, because goalkeepers create goals. I mean, if anybody who watched Liverpool versus Man City yesterday will agree to that.
Yeah.
Alisson का assist था, and मतलब, it's not the first time also he's done it,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? Closer to home, हमारे गुरप्रीत साहब भी छेत्री साहब के साथ करते हैं कभी कभी.
Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
हाँ.
right?
अच्छा.
हाँ. तो वही, ये एक चीज है. So I mean, distribution can be a potent weapon, but I think Melody ka main issue is her catching, and thus her catching leading to her shot stopping. Right? ये दो चीज आई थिंक इसको बहुत improve करना पड़ेगा to get right now. I'll also be very honest. India's always suffered from like a revolving door of keepers, right? कभी कभी तीन लोग तो कभी दूसरे तीन लोग. So it's never been like the certain certain standard है या certain set players है ऐसे नहीं, right? So for her, I think she will need a lot of work, honestly, because she's already 17, right? So I
Right.
mean, by now, like the basics of the shot stopping or basics of catching cannot be wrong. Like one of the things I noticed about her a couple of times is that she has a tendency to fall forwards while catching, right?
Yeah.
And क्या
Yeah.
होता है, if you don't grab it on the first attempt when you're
It
falling
bounces
forwards,
off.
right? It has a tendency to bounce off. It has a tendency to
Yeah.
pop off your chest.
Yep.
So वो एक चीज है.
That's
Just
But
looking at the stats. So yeah, sorry guys, I'm just again preceding you about 5-10 seconds. India has about two shots and one goal. Sorry, one shot on target, not one goal. Sorry, 24
yeah.
shots.
Like all of a
Uh,
sudden goal.
uh, 24 shots for Brazil and 13 shots on target, right? Huh.
no, just to continue the answer to Roshan's question. In terms of
Hmm.
I think he asked if she was the only capable goalkeeper in this tournament for India,
Hmm.
obviously. I think what worked for Melody is also the fact that at least she is a bit more nimble footed. She's
Okay.
not as
Hmm.
flat footed as Anjali.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anjali is
Huh.
Anjali is not confident to even walk
Huh.
out of
Huh.
the goal line.
Huh.
She is
Mm.
Huh.
stuck
Huh.
at the
Huh. Huh.
post. And that is
So,
something that will
hmm.
not work for Deneby at all, right?
Yeah. Huh.
Like it can't work for whatever he wants to do. So even if it's
So
throwing off a long
Melody.
ball,
No, Melody, I agree with you. Melody is somebody who's proactive, who even if they'll make a mistake, will try and come out of the goal. Will
True.
yeah,
try and close the angle like that. Like she's proactive, right? Um, First game, she just seemed shell shocked. I forgot her name. You just mentioned her name
Anjali.
right now.
Anjali.
Yeah, Anjali Munda, right? She just seemed
Yeah.
shell shocked. Like she was overawed by the occasion. She had no idea where she was, right? And her face was actually genuinely heartbreaking to watch after 8-0. Like it was really difficult
Yeah.
to see her face. Yeah, but yeah, I mean I agree. Melody has some traits that a lot of Indian goalkeepers don't. Like she rushes out. And honestly, how much rushing out can you do given that your line is anyway perennially inside your box, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
against opponents who don't play at this intensity or where you can afford to play like a mid block, right? I
Hmm.
think that is where a Melody might come in handy,
Yeah.
right? हाँ. उसके बाद ये मत
Yes.
पूछना कि मेलेडी इतनी हैंडी क्यों है. हाँ, सॉरी, गो ऑन.
Oh my God, he's trying really hard today.
No, I try really hard every day. I try really hard every day. Right.
Good. Like
But
you remind me of one of the traits that Melody has, that even though she loses out on those catches, it doesn't
she's
stop her from going.
unflappable. Huh?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it doesn't
yeah,
stop her from
yeah,
going again.
yeah,
Like that's a really good
yeah.
thing, because often you see goalkeepers, अगर एक दो बार slip up हुआ and there is a close shave,
हाँ,
you
नर्वस
go
हो
out for
जाते
the
हैं,
first punch.
नर्वस हो जाते
हाँ,
हैं.
you go out for
हाँ,
the punches, but here Melody के साथ वो हो नहीं रहा
हाँ,
है. She's not going out for those punches, which is a good thing, but not at the stage where you can't even grab the ball clearly. Like that is something like uske,
Yeah.
she has to have something on her gloves which just makes the ball stick to it, because that's not
un,
happening. Ball is not sticking to her
un,
hands. They're not sticking to their palms
unfortunately,
anyway.
I think Fevikwik is still banned at the
अबे
international
थूक मारो,
level.
थोड़ा बहुत तो फ्रिक्शन आएगा.
तो तुम्हारा like like
फेविक्विक की
final
बात कर रहे हो तुम. लेटेक्स में धूप
like
मारो फ्रिक्शन आता है.
like if 100 years later on, if people were like what is the proof, all proof has been destroyed that the World Cup has been held in India, and only this video is the proof, this will act as the proof कि
Yeah.
किसी ने बोला कि थूक मारो. हाँ, मतलब this is the proof that the World Cup is held in India. मतलब
That's a very Indian thing to do. धूप मारो.
it's a very Indian thing to do. हाँ हाँ. I've seen so many goalkeepers doing it. पहले थूक मारते,
Oh yeah.
फिर उसको थूक को वैसलीन टाइप से एक गम में रगड़ते हैं ऐसे. मतलब पूरा रिचुअल है यहाँ पे. By the during
Let me
my
not blame
coaching
others.
course,
I do that myself.
during the coaching course, like so damn funny. During my D license course, the instructor is saying one of the things that we are asking coaches to strictly tell players not to do is spit on the field. मैं बोला इतना बड़ा प्रॉब्लम है क्या हमारे यहाँ पे डिसीजंस गलत लेते हैं, हमारे यहाँ पे एज फ्रॉड है, इतना सारा प्रॉब्लम है, इससे थूक के इतना सा
Yeah.
बड़ा प्रॉब्लम कहाँ कब से हो गया.
Especially in COVID times, it's a big problem. Okay. You
हाँ
can't take it
हाँ
lightly.
हाँ. And we were asked to guess. So I was coming up with all the guess. I'm like, come game time, हाँ distance have to be better, हाँ base is not strong. फिर लास्ट में ना थूक मार रहे हैं. I'm like, क्या एंटी क्लाइमैक्स हो गया पूरा इसमें. Like, oh shit.
That was crazy.
Oh. That was crazy. Like, and you should have seen my face when they said that. General B is like, हाँ तुम दोनों भी जाओ, have a good time बच्चास. मतलब वर्ल्ड कप तो खत्म हो गया, 14 गोल खाए, none scored.
हाँ, they are like
मजे
smiling
करो.
wide.
मजे करो.
He's also smiling wide. I mean, ठीक है यार,
What
but
else can he do? What else can you expect from him?
no
Number 6 is
obvious.
going off. I swear I did not see number 6 throughout the match. ठीक है, maybe I
I
have a
saw
selective
once the
memory. I
camera
don't.
panned on
I
her.
saw. Yeah, Varshika who's not played throughout. The camera pan to her. ये best है. Varshika who's not played throughout this World Cup.
Hey,
She's
these
on.
are quota
I think she's.
appearances, I think.
हाँ सारे कोटा appearances है.
These are quota appearances.
भाई मैं तो बोल रहा हूँ. We discussed
ये
this on the podcast
CRS
also
Yeah,
previously. We've
yeah.
said
अरे CRS में पड़ेगा यार. World
हाँ
Cup
CRS में पड़ेगा.
one
अरे
appearance.
बायोडेटा में जाएगा. बायोडेटा में जाएगा. Played World Cup for India.
Skills,
So
like extracurricular
skills.
played World Cup.
एक्स्ट्रा ग्रिल वर्ल्ड कप. चलो कल टीसीएस का इंटरव्यू है, क्या किया, वर्ल्ड कप खेला है भाई.
और क्या ही करें हम.
वो हाँ वो प्रेशर मैनेज कर सकते हो तो मतलब 2-3 घंटे का कोडिंग क्या ही है तुम.
वो
मतलब
क्या ही
कर
कह रहे
लोगे
हम
कोई
तो.
क्या ही कह रहे. सो यूएसए फिनिशिंग टॉप ऑफ ग्रुप +10 पे
Yeah.
है ये लोग.
Oh,
एंड
why are they on
आई
lower though?
and I think real credit to Morocco also, man. Like
Yeah.
it's I really hope this serves as a springboard in those countries, which are going to
Yeah.
miss out like a narrow margin. Like group D तो दोनों anyway which look to miss out are both first world countries only. France Canada है, फिर तुम्हारा स्पेन चाइना. ग्रुप सी में स्पेन चाइना कोलंबिया मेक्सिको है वहां पे.
Yeah.
चिली न्यूजीलैंड इन ग्रुप बी हैव मिस्ड आउट. You hope that चिली में होता है. So South America is just seeing like a lot of, I don't know if you guys have been following, but a lot of social media activism has been happening because at the
Yeah.
at the senior CONMEBOL championships also women weren't happy with the way it was conducted.
Yeah.
They aren't happy with the way these teams are being selected. Even in countries like Spain, you're seeing 15 people write a letter saying, listen,
Yeah.
and this has been the problem with women's football for a long time, that it's been because there's not a lot of eyeballs. People think they can get away with anything, right? But no longer, as Brazil are bringing on a substitute keeper. Brazil is like full Jai Jharkhand today. Like चलो खेला, सबको खिलाते हैं आज. सबको खिलाते हैं आज भाई.
Oh
सब
God. Okay.
I
That is
I have
something
world.
though यार, goalkeeper
Yeah.
substitute कर रहा है मतलब, like have you really seen something like that happen unless a goalkeeper is like
Oh,
yellow carded or
नहीं
excuse
नहीं
something?
me. I have
I've
seen
seen
that
it. I've
happen
seen
at
it.
a World Cup.
वर्ल्ड कप, हाँ हाँ, लास्ट
Yeah,
वर्ल्ड कप कौन था,
yeah,
अरे who became the
Last World
oldest
Cup, World Cup,
last world cup, who became the oldest keeper to
or the
play
Egyptian,
uh,
Egyptian keeper.
हाँ हाँ, Egyptian, हाँ हाँ हाँ, yeah.
The
Or she also has a very cute name, her name is Elu, like
like you just
Elu,
made it
it's
ilu.
El, अरे 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 आई एम स्टिल इंडियन, सो आई से मैं थोड़ी रियो में पैदा हुआ था कि मैं बोलूंगा एलू, मैं
oh,
थोड़ी ना उनके उनके
he
उनके
doesn't know Portuguese. That's what he's trying to say. मुझे
आई
Portuguese
डोंट
नहीं
नो
पता.
पोर्चुगीज ना, मैं गोवन भी नहीं हूँ, दैट आई नो पोर्चुगीज, ठीक है, तो आई एम सेइंग एलू, एलू है, the on the only name starting with elu is the Tamil names, I know elu malai, they have a name. So yeah, I thought this is one name like that only, elu,
Yeah, we have
but ठीक
gone
है
way
एलू को,
off tangent.
या नो एलू को वर्ल्ड कप खेलने मिल गया, नो आई मीन ऑफ टैंजेंट के, पूरी वर्ल्ड कप कैंपेन ही पूरी ऑफ टैंजेंट चली गई है, लास्ट 10 मिनट्स है, सब मजे के लिए खेल रहे हैं, हाँ
That is very true.
हम भी मजे कर रहे
हाँ,
हैं. That is true.
हम भी
It
मजे
was
कर रहे
very
हैं, हाँ
evident in the way Varshika was smiling and Dennerby was smiling.
Yeah,
Like, जा बेटा जी ले अपनी जिंदगी. Like, what is this,
this
यार?
is full.
इट्स it's such a ad for a happy family. भाई भाई वर्षिका मूविंग लाइक क्विक सैंड है वहां पे पिच में, like sorry, I'm also losing some restraint now, but by like
Yes.
she's moving around like there's some quick sand on the pitch, like दलदल है वहां पे, like क्या ये भुवनेश्वरी तो है, कहीं और तो नहीं चले गए लोग? Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw a
Yeah,
string of
yeah.
3-4 passes that the team did.
कौन सा टीम 3-4 passes, तो must be Brazil only then.
No, no.
अरे अपनी टीम ने
Sorry,
की
sorry.
थी ball which no one got.
Oh, she's trying so hard to recover. I really like her spirit, Varshika. She's really trying really hard to recover. It's just that she's just
Just a
that,
tad bit
you know,
slow.
tad. Yes, tad. Tad is the word
Tad
for
bit.
it. Tad. I've never been more grateful for the word tad, because honestly, I couldn't think of any other word in this, any other word that I could at least say, on this
Okay.
stream. Like tad is the word. Yes. Hmm. अब मुझे whoever picked these people, like I think पूछ ही लेते, I know we've asked this question also, Abreshmina, best best possible choice in terms of selection.
No, of course not. We've discussed this. I mean, no. I
हाँ.
mean, they're far better. The people here, we are lazy scouts. It's as
Hmm.
simple as that. We're lazy scouts, and I mean, it's very clear that we there's a certain amount level of bias when selection happens. So, I mean,
Hmm.
definitely not.
I think,
Yeah.
Orko, you kind of answered your own question when you earlier said, where will the
Hmm.
next camp come from? I think the squad itself tells you where will the next camp come
Yeah,
from.
yeah. Squad tells us, and हाँ, like at least चलो भाई भाई उन्होंने बहुत मुश्किल से वो स्टोरी पुश किया है, लाइक 8 गर्ल्स फ्रॉम दिस स्टेट, 7 गर्ल्स फ्रॉम दिस स्टेट, उसका कुछ तो निकला हो ना भाई, इतना प्रिंट स्पेस गया, एटलीस्ट उस प्रिंट स्पेस का मर्यादा, हाँ, लो, रखना है,
Everyone's played, okay. Like, you need to give Thomas enough due where credit where it's due. Everyone's played.
हाँ, everyone's played, now we'll also be like वुमेन्स फुटबॉल कोच पे इतना पैसा खर्चा, विल गो बैक टू, आई डोंट नो हु विल गो बैक टू मैनेजिंग दीज टीम्स, इंडिया सीनियर तो ऑलरेडी किसी और के हाथ में है, एंड सैफ चैंपियनशिप में हमने देखा भी था, ठीक है, यू नो व्हाट वी शुड हैव डन,
But there's
आई
a
स्टिल
US scoring another
आई
goal.
स्टिल हाँ, no, I still don't understand why we didn't do this. अब सैफ चैंपियनशिप हुआ ना, right? Bangladesh senior, Nepal senior are pretty strong competition. Why didn't these people play the SAF championships? I mean,
Would
it's
have
not
had
the
a
worst idea in
competitive
the world, right?
experience. Yeah.
हाँ, it's
Yeah.
not
Yeah,
the
yeah.
worst idea in the world, right?
वैसे भी सीनियर टीम को खिला के कर क्या लिया वहां पे?
हम्म,
Such
वो
a,
तो
it's
एक
such
और
a they,
कथा है.
it's such a,
हाँ.
it's such a they would have got at least got good competitive
Oh,
games.
okay. Go on, go on, go on, go on. Sorry, sorry. My habit of reacting again. Bad, bad, bad habit. Yeah.
Ooh,
Wait
such
for
a
Naveen.
good try.
Now wait for
Sorry.
Naveen.
Holy moly! What on earth is that?
Ah. They're just pulling out everything.
Oh God! What a goal!
Stop, stop.
That is good. It's
ठीक
indeed
है,
good. It'll be fun to watch them play. I think
ठीक है.
they come to Navi Mumbai to take on Germany on the 21st as the
I
runner-up
think
of
that
Group
that
A.
that is going to be one hell of a game.
Fun game,
Yeah,
हाँ.
Germany, Brazil, and US will play Nigeria on the same day in their quarterfinals.
हाँ,
That was Shubhangi,
हाँ,
no? Number
हाँ.
16.
Oof!
That
Oof!
was Shubhangi and the goal scorer, Lara.
Lara, Lara.
नाम तो सुना ही होगा. Lara.
Oh God, what a goal that!
Yes.
Mhm.
Superb.
And
Really good.
Okay, so this should be their best ever performance at the World Cup because the last one was a 4-1 win. So here at least they
4-1,
haven't
yeah.
conceded any. So this
hmm,
should be their best performance at the World Cup. Unless they
Yeah.
go on to score another one and make it much more better.
Oh, yaar. It just see
Oh
that
yeah.
it's just that what is that decision making? Yeah, why can't you just like have some restraint on the amount of weight or power that you're putting behind that ball?
Yeah.
You know the run that your teammate is going to make. Yeah, she is like
हाँ.
it's like sorry, it's like this. Okay, I don't think that I
Yeah.
can say sorry,
No, you
but
can't.
it's
हाँ.
just like sorry. It's just that there is such so little distance between the two players.
हाँ.
How can you
हाँ.
expect the person to run that fast? It's not
हाँ.
possible only.
हाँ. Oh, but another poor decision. I'm saying Lavanya Upadhyay has come and taken some two good decisions. Huh? Like she's at least shown more composure than her peers, by the way. And Albert Rubio has asked a question: what are the positive takeaways for India from this World Cup, in your opinion? So first, let me tell you, Albert, the only takeaway is from the Delhi near the Bhubaneswar Stadium. That's the only takeaway that they're realistically going to take. But jokes apart, uh, for me, the biggest takeaway is that Abhi, um everybody knows where we stand. Everybody knows exactly where we lack, what is the gap in terms of expectation and performance.
Yeah.
Everybody knows what is the size of the mountain we have to climb. Again, don't let this 4-0 scoreline fool you because it's been pretty much Brazil, Brazil, Brazil. ठीक है. Again,
Throughout.
like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Venga Boys song only. हाँ, ठीक है.
Yeah.
So like,
So the only
हाँ,
reason it's 4-0 because Brazil decided it should be only 4-0.
हाँ, बस.
Yeah.
And they
It
were,
could have quite this would be a perspective.
and they were also tactically lazy a bit in the first half. They were
Yeah.
like,
Yes.
चलो यार, like
It
मतलब
could have been
नहीं,
4-0 in the
हाँ,
first half
They've
itself.
actually combined better in the second half.
Yeah. True.
They've been more patient. They've just played four more passes if required before pulling the trigger, which they were not doing in the first half. But
I
yeah,
think.
in terms of
Hmm,
takeaways, yes, I do agree with Orko
hmm,
that I think we know where the gaps are. Now it is up to the coaches at this level and the federation and the state associations, their respective teams, everybody to make sure we fill that gap because now we know where the gap is and what the gap is.
Oh.
So, now there is no scope to say that, yes, we are there, or we are going to be there in like 5 years from now, and all of that sort of thing. We know where we stand, and
Hmm.
Yeah.
we should work accordingly. We should, but like the
Hmm.
keyword here is should in caps.
Like a takeaway for me is like once again we have shown that we can organize and host good events. Like that's one thing we can do. There's no doubt in that. We can organize and host good events.
हाँ देखो
But on the field,
हाँ
I really doubt.
देखो what FIFA is actually missing one tournament and this idea they should get from India कि एक नॉट फुटबॉल खेलने के लिए एक वर्ल्ड कप है एक फुटबॉल ऑर्गेनाइज करने के लिए एक वर्ल्ड कप होना चाहिए राइट
नहीं
एंड
अगर
एंड
ऐसे कुछ है तो हम इंडिया नहीं जीतेगी.
क्यों
इंडिया
नहीं
नहीं
जीतेगी
जीतेगी.
उसको
West
कतर
Station hospitality is another level, dude. West
अच्छा
Station
कतर
hospitality is another level. Not just
हाँ
Qatar, like even UAE for that matter.
अच्छा
Like
बट
any
इंडिया
West State, like
एटलीस्ट बट इंडिया
we will be
क्वालिफाइज फॉर
there in,
दैट बट
we'll be there in the,
फॉर दैट
we'll qualify, we'll be there in top 8,
ऑन
top
मेरिट
16. We'll be
हाँ
there. Yeah, yeah,
ऑन
on
मेरिट
merit,
वी विल
of course.
क्वालिफाई
On
हाँ
merit.
5
Definitely,
minutes of
definitely.
stoppage time, yeah.
हाँ
अरे चार तो गोली मारे.
चार तो गोली मारे
सबका
उन्होंने
सबका 30 सेकंड
चार
पकड़
नहीं,
लो तेरी 2 मिनट हो गया.
तीन हुए
हाँ
ना, तीन. मतलब इस हाफ में देवर हाउ मेनी?
Oh
थ्री.
yeah, only three, correct.
टू.
Three goals and then a host of substitutions they did, no?
या या
इंडिया सबको चांस दे रहा था. ब्राजील brought their goalkeeper in.
ब्राजील भी सबको
हाँ
ब्राजील ने गोलकीपर बदल दिया यार, मतलब
हाँ
नेक्स्ट
Like
लेवल
there's
ऑफ
like
चिल. नेक्स्ट
yeah,
लेवल ऑफ चिल.
there's
हाँ
no
अभी
other,
तक आज
there's
भी
no
है.
no other insult, there's no
ओ
worse insult. Okay, अभी तुम react कर लिया मतलब गोल आ रहा है.
सॉरी
ओ यार.
Or
ओ सॉरी
okay,
What
this
is
shouldn't have
that
gone in.
try? Yes.
That shouldn't have gone in. Like that is goalkeeper's mistake written all over it. Like she's just looping it in from a distance. Like judgment of the goalkeeper is terrible in that goal. Like वो पहले आगे जाती है, then she is like backpedaling, and by that time the ball is already in.
चलो नाउ आई एम
Basically,
गेटिंग
Melody
See,
was
look from
off her.
हाँ
Ooh, I think
हाँ
she
she
got
was
hit
she was way
though,
off her
yeah.
line.
हाँ
Yeah, yeah, she did.
नहीं I'm
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
but if you see the
No, no, she's
IWL
okay.
lot of goals like this going
हाँ,
this is
हाँ,
giving
हाँ.
me
Yeah.
It's
proper
just that
IWL
it's just
vibes
that I think yeah yeah there I think Lara only scored, no?
hmm.
Ah, Lara scored.
I think so. Huh. So I
Hmm.
think Lara pulled the trigger only because Melody was way off her line.
Hmm.
And
See
Could be.
over there, as much
हाँ
as we have talked about the fact that Melody is proactive and she comes out, she does those outings and tries to, grab the ball early on, save and all that. But when your whole defense is close to you, for
Yeah,
everybody who's listening to
your
this,
defensive line is a 6 yard line.
exactly, when your defense is that close, you shouldn't be off your line. You should be at
Yeah,
your line, because this is what happens when you're off your line.
exactly. Like
it's
fine
also
in
nice to
Trummy.
yeah it's also nice to see the that the blue pilgrims and other assorted fan bases haven't really lost their voice they're still cheering uh like they say inkilab Indian
Yeah, but
football
now Brazil
the
is
road
getting ready to
uh,
celebrate, being
the
out of the
road
group
is
stage after two.
uh,
Though after
no,
two
I'm saying the
editions, yeah.
road is long. The road is long,
Yeah.
obviously. US Nigeria, interesting quarterfinal. Nigeria are
Oh,
usually
absolutely.
powerhouses at this stage, this level at least under 17. देखते हैं. I think for me, I find it very difficult to look past Japan unless they have a shocking performance, which obviously possible है. Football ही है, होता ही है. One off day you can have, but I know the way they started pretty ominous, pretty ominous. Japan.
Japan just doing Japan things. Maybe we can say that.
You're in India, so you should say Japan's just doing Japani things. That's how we say it at least. you know.
All right. If you say so.
Yeah.
If you
No,
say
it's
so.
it's a Hindi cinema way of saying it. I'm not. I'm only influenced by Hindi cinema, right?
Yeah, yeah, such an influencer.
Uh, Influenza. Anyway, India had the last chance on goal, last shot, like chance at goal, but they kind of squandered it away.
Like they
Offside,
did
huh?
what they usually do.
Hmm. Final analysis is 16 goals conceded. That's 5.33 per game. No, none scored.
Yeah.
Less than five shots on target. Three matches combined. Passing
Mm.
accuracy must be in the 40 to 60 bracket
Yeah.
percentage wise,
I
which
think
is
60 you're saying like way too
optimistic.
much.
I'm saying
Yeah.
Morocco against Morocco maybe against maybe they did it, but no, the whistle
I'll
is
check.
not going.
I'll also check.
Uh, s- uh, 6.5 minutes gone, but like
Yeah, there was an
whistle's not
injury, right?
going.
So that.
Uh, there was an injury. Not injury, there was a stoppage. I think Melody ka dar tha. Haan, it's time. Yeah, so that's over. Brazil celebration is great.
Okay.
Like we are saying, yeah, go on.
Yeah, go on, Orko. Sorry.
Yeah, like we said, it was a big deal for them to like they came and because they haven't made it past the group stage in their last two and
Yeah, it's a big deal for them.
last two World
Absolutely.
Cups, they really wanted to they really wanted to go past the group stage this time. Hopefully
Yeah.
that's not the last we see of Thomas Denerby also. He's a gentleman by all accounts, a very soft spoken nice guy,
Yeah.
somebody who even the players also like. So we hope we see more of him. We hope at least we hear more from him. It's been a difficult
More
time for him.
candid. I honestly want him to be a little more candid than mm,
Hmm,
be a little, sugary.
hmm,
Yeah,
yeah.
honestly.
Good to see. Like I said, blue teams haven't lost their voice, and that is what fandom means. Like that you're with your
Yeah.
team through the
Through
light
thick.
and the dark, through thick and thin.
Yep. Indeed.
So and
And yeah,
yeah. Sorry.
I
Go on.
I think Brazil it's a big day, I feel. And
Yeah, indeed.
and they've done it in some fashion,
Hmm.
more than obviously it was about India's performance as well, but some of the three of those goals, I
Crackers.
think, yeah,
Yeah.
absolute crackers. And I mean, that should give them quite a lot of confidence of, being able to score those long rangers as well. Especially, maybe when they're struggling to create a chance or two, why not take your
True.
chance because you've scored them? So that gives you a lot of
Absolutely.
confidence when you are going
Indeed.
towards maybe the, end stages of the tournaments.
हाँ फुल ऑन वो लोग R1 प्लस सर्कल दबाए उन्होंने और फिर हो गया भाई.
For everybody who didn't understand that, that was just FIFA, like PlayStation language.
Like you need to get hold of a PlayStation.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for that.
and press R1 plus circle, right, and then the ball tries to loop in to the top, like
Yeah.
so abhi
So
as
yeah, I
we are
mean, maybe.
as we are winding down to the World Cup, शाबाश मिट्ठू का ad आ रहा है. शाबाश मिट्ठू.
Okay.
uh,
Okay.
like
Okay.
why is it shabash mittu though?
No idea.
Yeah.
I
I
Anyway,
think
have
we
an
should
idea.
just maybe
Yeah,
wind up
yeah,
from here,
maybe, yeah.
guys.
We're just waiting for the
Yeah.
stats. We're just waiting for the final stats, and then we can all have like a final, what do you say, goodbye. You know,
Yeah.
like I said,
Goodbye. Good night.
don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. To Sportscast again. They've been great. Thinking of this, a podcast. They did this out of their own interest, and it's clear. It's clear that they're invested in Indian football. As should all of you guys. Honestly, guys, it isn't. it isn't a small journey. Even uh, one day I hope that we will play an under 17 World Cup on merit, and uh, you know, like, touch wood, that day is not very far off. Maybe a
Yeah.
generation or two. In generation or two, I say maybe 20 years or so. But um, listen, I mean, this is not the end of it, right? I mean, the IWL starting on 15th, right?
And
Yeah.
there's a lot of football
And
happening.
there's a lot of, no, a lot of women's football also. Women's football particularly bold, yeah. A lot of people, a lot of, at least on Twitter, a lot of people have been drawn to women's football because of the World Cup, right?
Hmm.
So one can only hope that this interest sustains,
Stays.
right?
Yeah.
Because who doesn't want to see his or her daughter, play
Very
at a
true.
World Cup, right? Yeah, everyone wants
Yeah.
to. So yeah, like I said, this is a long journey. Don't be disheartened by these guys. Don't be put off by this. It's a process. It's a long winding
Yeah.
journey.
It's
And
a big
Abre,
process where you'll always have a lot of disappointments.
yeah, and disappointments, hurdles, speed bumps, ये सब तो होते ही रहते हैं. But more importantly is the road that we take. It's great to see that they're lining up. They're lining up. They're trying to, let's just catch these final visuals, because it's been an emotional time. It's been a testing time for these 23 individuals, at least, right?
Yeah.
They'll at least have the experience of a lifetime. You don't know when's the next time they will play at a, you know continental or at a world level tournament. So it's been something,
Absolutely.
right? Before we
And
move
you
on
know,
to
just
Tyagi
hmm,
Saab and the Lord, I think, Naveen, if you have something to say Balav, and then we'll move on to Abreshmina to have the final word on this.
Like, just continuing on what Orgo you said, like this is just one glimpse of what you get to see when you follow football. Like yes, हारना जीतना खेल का पहलू है. It doesn't define what this team does or what it has been through. It doesn't tell you the entire story, and like it's not just about these 23 women who played this competition, right? It's about the entire women football community in the country that who have to struggle much more than what these 23 have done. So if you are hooked to women's football, but to watch this World Cup, continue that, because the continuous effort by very many people today, there is a platform where even if it's just Facebook stream, there is a platform where you get to watch the IWL. Like I hope a day might come where we
yeah,
have a proper broadcast, but that day is very far from us. बट एटलीस्ट आज के तारीख में तुम्हें देखने तो मिलता है, तो देखो, क्योंकि दीज आर द वेरी प्लेयर्स दैट प्ले एंड विल वेयर दैट ब्लू जर्सी एंड प्ले फॉर योर नेशनल टीम. यही से आने हैं इन्हें, तो it's a good place to start. It's a good avenue to go and explore these stories. And yes, like because it's football, like it doesn't matter if the men are playing or the women are playing. As long as like if it's your national team playing, if it's a team that you support is playing, you should be there to support them, irrespective of which team is playing. And it stays true even for the age group kids, because at that stage, when you're under 40s, when you're under 17s, you've always played in front of empty, like there are no stands. You played in grounds that don't even have railings around. Like you so there are many a times you don't even know where the outside is. You just keep on playing, right? So from
Huh?
there, if you come so far, if you come to this situation, if football has developed at least this much, is because of the efforts, the continuous effort that a lot of people have put in. And if this has to continue, like we need your support. Like we need you people who watch and who encourage us to be there, to constantly be tuned. Like आज के तारीख में people are demanding, where is the I League schedule, where is the
yeah,
IW schedule, ये कब हो रहा है? Only then, like you have to knock on the door for the door to open. The door won't open for you. So
Mm.
that's the least that we can expect from you.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. And my last words would probably just be watch the game for the game. Even women's football is football. So
Yeah.
please just look at the game with those eyes, than just trying to find, feel good stories out of it. Yes, every single uh, female footballer, almost every single female footballer that breaks into the women's footballing ecosystem in India has her own hardship, and it's commendable from wherever they're coming and wherever they are reaching. But let's look at the game a bit more technically. If need be critical. That is okay. It's not bad to be critical, because that is how you're going to help the football grow. I mean, I'm not sure anybody grows professionally by having people patronize them. So just watch the game for its technicality and help it all improve overall. That's it. And yes, do continue watching women's football, please.
Okay.
So,
On that note,
and then
you know,
join. Yeah, go on, or go. Sorry.
sorry, sorry. Join us on injury time after the show. And thank you once again to Sportscast. Thank you for you guys, making your time. Thank you to all our viewers. You guys have been fantastic. We'll try to bring you more women's football and more general Indian football. We hope this thing with Sportscast to become a more regular feature. We hope to do more collabs with them, and yeah, long live Indian football. And yeah, sayonara, good night.
Yeah, good night.